Okay. Okay. Thank you. And next speaker, two speakers from Europe, and the first speaker is my old friend, Mr. Bernard Barani. He's now the deputy head of Future Network Unit in DG Connect of European Commission. So he will give some very high-level talk on European view of 6G toward. Okay, let's welcome Mr. Bernard Barani for his talk.
Hello, good morning in Korea, and many thanks for having me today with you. With these few slides, I will share with you what we are doing in Europe in the context of 6G preparation. So my name is Bernard Barani. I'm working in DG Connect, and I'm precisely working on the definition of our future or upcoming 6G research actions in the context of our framework program for research. So when we look at the things globally, we realize that there are already today a number of initiatives running in the 6G domain. So Asia, of course, is quite active on that, with China, Japan, and of course Korea be leading this type of early activities, but also United States have started very early this time towards 6G. And in Europe, we are currently working on the definition and on the launch of a so-called partnership, which is the Smart Network and Service Partnership, which is a proposal for public support of 900 million euros over the next 6 years. This partnership we will implement with the industrial actors of Europe. And of course, this activity has to be framed or aligned with the policy priorities of Europe in the context of digital. And these policy priorities are first strategic autonomy, which is our ambition to have a little bit more presence in the overall value chain of digital technologies, not only connectivity where Europe is strong, but also in related domains such as devices and IoT, and also cloud edge computing. The second element, which is very important in terms of policies, cybersecurity, that's related to the fact that more and more networks are considered as critical infrastructures, and also related to the fact that the industry is considered as a strategic industry. And last but not least, policy goal, very important, is the so-called Green Deal, our ambition to be carbon neutral by 2050, which has already quite some implications on how we address digital technologies in Europe. So we also have at European level a number of 6G initiatives which have been started by several member states. Finland started a 6G flagship in 2019, but also now Germany, France, Austria have also initiated their own initiatives. And of course, our ambition is to work closely with all these national initiatives in such a way that we can come up with a common coordinated European position on future technology and systems for next generation mobile communications. So what are these next generation mobile communications? So we started to think of it already 2 years ago, starting first from the application perspective. So of course, every new generation comes with new application capabilities. And here our focus is on immersive or highly immersive environments, such as XR, holographic communications, or digital twinings, or massive digital twinings, which are offering cartography of the surrounding environment, but which are also very much demanding in terms of technologies, not only the bit rate, but potentially also the architecture, taking into account that data could be processed differently at the periphery of the network with specific requirements. We also have this notion of Internet of Things, which is appearing, taking into account that higher frequency bands in the terahertz domain could provide us with both capabilities to communicate and sense the environment. So that could be a powerful type of tool to generate this type of immersive applications. Deterministic end-to-end communication is something also which is not so much present in application these days, although it started in some industrial applications. So we see also an evolutionary path which will be primarily based on vertical industry use cases. That means vertical industries used or have been or are still very present in 5G developments. We believe that industrial use case will push the classical 5G KPIs like bitrate, latency, density, or reliability towards new domains. And this is something where we tend to have some effort as well. At the bottom of this slide, you see our requirements in terms of sustainable development goals, starting from the perspective of low energy and energy efficiency. This is something which is for us very important to progress, both from the perspective of the communication platform itself and from the perspective of the use cases using the communication platform itself. Quite important in complement to that is the minimization or the better control of electromagnetic radiation, which is becoming a major concern of citizens and which is sometimes hampering the deployment of mobile communication networks. And we believe here there are some interesting technologies that can be called upon to have some control about this, such as reflective intelligent surfaces, for instance. And in terms of other sustainable development goals, we look into affordability, accessibility, openness, from the perspective, for instance, of classical approaches, non-terrestrial networks to bring connectivity in, let's say, demanding places, but also from the perspective of softwareization of networks, vRAN type of implementation, which has the potential to bring down the cost of the technology. This is framed by an ambitious set of requirements coming from the network management itself, means so-called zero-touch control, where programmability and intelligent connectivity are called upon to play an important role. Also to provide characteristics, end-to-end characteristics from the perspective of security, trust, and privacy, taking into account that networks being implemented more and more across heterogeneous domains, both from the business or from the technological perspective, it becomes more and more important to have the right tools to have this end-to-end security across these heterogeneous domains. Within this context, we can see that a number of technologies are appearing as core technologies to frame or to support the emerging concepts. And of course, artificial intelligence and machine learning are quite important technologies which are identified to support flexibility requirements, either at a physical layer or at service and application layer, so covering all the layers actually of the connectivity platform. So this year, we started to initiate a set of exploratory 6G projects. The EXA-X project is our flagship project, a system concept, and looking into specific technologies. So you will have a specific presentation of this project later in this conference. This project comes with eight companion projects, which are looking into bits and pieces of dedicated potential 6G technologies. And altogether, they have delivered the so-called European vision for the 6G networking ecosystem, which is framing the requirements, the research, and the KPIs, and also what we call the KVIs, key value indicators. This vision is based on the coming together of the physical world, the human world, and the digital world. And as I said, it is based on a massive digital representation of the universe which is surrounding us, also an intelligence of what's happening in this universe in such a way that we can take physical actions through a digital representation of the universe which is representing us. This is a powerful vision. In our view, you can find more information the URLs which are indicated at the bottom of this slide. So what comes next? Beyond these 9 exploratory projects, we are now finalizing the launch of our partnership with industry. Last week, we finalized the legal basis. That means that now we have all the legal instruments allowing us to have the budget available and to launch and sign the partnership with our industrial counterpart. As you can see, are supported by a number of industrial association, the 6G Infrastructure Association, which is our natural counterpart in this partnership. which is the new name of the former 5G Infrastructure Association, but we also have support from several other industry associations representing the cloud and the IoT domain to cover the holistic perspective that I mentioned before. So our plans now are to launch the first call for proposals of about 240 million euros early next year at the latest. We will have research and innovation activities, but also try to start to deploy or to put together the technologies to develop European infrastructure for test and pilot use cases of 6G. So that's our ambition. We also intend to have international cooperation in this domain in such a way that can, as much as possible, progress collectively together towards joint and global standards, which are, in our view, a key condition for these technologies to thrive. So here, a few more information, a few more sites where you can find additional information. And with these few words, I would like to thank you very much again for your time and for inviting us. And I wish you excellent event, hoping that at some stage we can meet physically again. Thanks a lot, and thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Bernard Barani, for your nice talk on European Commission's view on 6G plan. I remember that in previous Horizon 2020, in 5G PPP areas, you will invest 700 million euro, but you said that in next Horizon Europe period, you will invest 900 million euros. So quite few increase in R&D through the SNS partnership, new partnership, bigger than 5G PPP. So I expect good progress in European region.